Kennedy Tower, Ernia, 22 ready for IFR departure runway, 22 right.
Ernia 22 altimeter 30 decimal for 0 wind 183 at 7. Cleared for takeoff runway 22 right.
Cleared for takeoff runway, 22 right, Ernia, 22.
Ernia 22, contact New York departure on 123.7. Good day.
Going to 123.7 Ernia, 22. New York departure Ernia, 22 is at 700 feet, climbing 8,000 feet.
Ernia 22 New York departure altimeter 30 decimal 40 continue as planned. Arnia 22 climb and maintain flight level 180.
Climb and maintain flight level 180 Arnia 22.
Arnia 22 contact New York Center on 118.975. Good day.
118.975. 22. New York Center, Arnia 22 is passing 9,100 feet, climbing flight level 180.
Arnia 22 New York Center altimeter 30.40 continue to westbound as planned. Generic 5 Foxtrot X-ray traffic is 7 o'clock 4 miles at 11,000 feet generic. Report them in sight. Generic 5 Foxtrot X-ray have the generic. Generic 5 Foxtrot X-ray traffic is 10 o'clock 3 miles at 14,000 feet generic. Report them in sight. New York Center, generic November 8501 Victor is at 9,600 feet, climbing 13,000 feet. Generic November 8501 Victor, New York Center altimeter 30.40 continue to Dammer as planned. Generic 5 Foxtrot X-ray traffic in sight. Generic 355 traffic is 7 o'clock 2 miles at 13,100 feet generic. Report them in sight. Generic Alpha Delta Golf, your tree 7 miles southwest. Descend and maintain 4,000 feet, expect vectors, visual runway, 1 tree right approach. Generic tree 55 traffic in sight. Descend and maintain 2,000 feet, expect vectors, visual runway, 1 tree right approach, generic Alpha Delta Golf. Generic 01 Victor contact Washington Center on 124.775. Good day. Generic Alpha Delta Golf traffic is 9 o'clock 4 miles at 9,600 feet generic. Report them in sight. Generic 5 Foxtrot X-ray contact New York Center on 133.15. Good day. Generic Alpha Delta Golf traffic in sight. Generic 5 November Kilo contact Washington Center on 124.775. Good day. Generic 9er Foxtrot X-ray contact Washington Center on 124.775. Good day. Generic 355 traffic is 1 o'clock 3 miles at 16,000 feet generic. Report them in sight. 133.15 generic 5 Foxtrot X-ray. Generic 6 Alpha Tango traffic is 8 o'clock 3 miles at 14,000 feet generic. Report them in sight. Generic 355 have the traffic. Arnia 22 traffic is 4 o'clock 4 miles at 15,700 feet generic. Report them in sight.
Arnia 22 have the generic in sight.
Arnia 22 contact New York Center on 124.625. Good day.
124.625 Arnia 22. New York Center, Arnia 22 is at 17,700 feet, climbing flight level 180.
Arnia 22 New York Center altimeter 30.38 continue to westbound as planned. Arnia 22 climb and maintain flight level 300. Generic 3 uniform Papa contact Washington Center on 132.525. Good day.
Climb and maintain flight level 300 Arnia 22.
132 122.525 generic tree uniform Papa. New York Center generic November 209er Juliet Quebec is at 13,700 feet, climbing 14,000 feet. Generic November 209er Juliet Quebec New York Center altimeter 30.38 continue to minx as planned. New York Center generic November 226 Juliet Quebec is passing flight level 535 climbing flight level 630. Generic November 226 Juliet Quebec New York Center continue to Alpha Lima Bravo as planned. New York Center generic November 751 Yankee X-ray 9,100 feet. Generic November 751 Yankee X-ray New York Center altimeter 30.38 continue to Vince as planned. Vernia 22 please expedite your climb flight level 300. New York Center generic November 85355 is passing 14,000 feet descending 5,000 feet. Generic November 85355 New York Center altimeter 30.38 continue to renew as planned. Vernia 22 please expedite your climb flight level 300. Generic 110 contact Washington Center on 132.525. Good day. Going to 132.525 generic 110. New York Center generic November 5 for 4 Quebec Sierra 9,100 feet. Generic November 5 for 4 Quebec Sierra New York Center altimeter 30.38 continue to pudge as planned. Vernia 22 please climb flight level 300. Generic 355 contact Washington Center on 124.75. Good day. New York Center generic November 5 25 uniform is passing flight level 685 climbing flight level 820. Generic November 5 25 uniform New York Center continue as planned. 124.775 generic 355. Generic 6 Tango X-ray traffic is 4 o'clock 3 miles at 13,000 feet generic. Report them in sight. Vernia 22 please expedite your climb flight level 300. Generic 9er Papa Papa traffic is 1 o'clock 3 miles at 14,000 feet generic. Report them in sight. Generic 7 Charlie Kilo contact Washington Center on 132.525. Good day. Generic 6 Tango X-ray traffic in sight. Going to 135 decimal for 5 generic 1 Foxtrot Delta. Going to 132.525 generic 7 Charlie Kilo. Generic 9er Papa Papa have the traffic. Vernia 22 please expedite your climb flight level 300. New York Center generic November 85355 is passing 14,000 feet descending 5,000 feet. Generic 6 Tango X-ray X-ray contact New York Center on 132.5. Good day. Generic November 85355 New York Center altimeter 30.39er. Continue to renew as planned. Going to 132.5, generic 6 Tango X-ray. Vernia 22, please expedite your climb flight level 300. Vernia 22, contact New York Center on 135.45. Good day.
Going to 135.45 Ernia 22. New York Center, Ernia 22 is passing flight level 180 climbing, flight level 300.
Vernia 22 New York Center, continue to Webna as planned. New York Center, generic November 140 Delta Uniform 14,000 feet. Generic November 140 Delta Uniform New York Center altimeter 30.39er. Continue to Minx as planned. Generic 110 traffic is 2 o'clock 4 miles at flight level 185 generic. Report them in sight. Generic Oscar Charlie Victor traffic is 2 o'clock 4 miles at flight level 200 generic. Report them in sight. Vernia 22, please expedite your climb flight level 300. Generic Oscar Charlie Victor have the generic in sight. Generic 110 have the generic in sight. New York Center, generic November 85355 is at 14,000 feet, descending 5,000 feet. Generic November 85355 New York Center altimeter 30.37. Continue to renew as planned. New York Center, generic November 310 Papa Quebec is passing flight level 265, climbing flight level 270. Generic November 310 Papa Quebec New York Center, continue to Sierra India Echo as planned. Vernia 22, contact New York Center on 132.5. Good day.
Going to 132.5 Ernia 22. New York Center, Ernia 22 is passing flight level 180 climbing, flight level 300.
Vernia 22 New York Center, continue to Boyer as planned. Generic India Tango Romeo traffic is 10 o'clock 4 miles at flight level 360 generic. Report them in sight. Generic 1 Yankee X-ray traffic is 8 o'clock 3 miles at flight level 360 generic. Report them in sight. Generic India Tango Romeo have the generic in sight. Generic 1 Yankee X-ray have the generic in sight. Vernia 22, please expedite your climb flight level 300. Generic 4 Alpha Echo traffic is 11 o'clock 4 miles at flight level 190 generic. Report them in sight. Generic 14 light traffic is 12 o'clock 4 miles at flight level 200 generic. Report them in sight. Generic 7 Charlie light traffic is 7 o'clock 4 miles at 17,000 feet generic. Report them in sight. New York Center, generic November 209er Juliet, Quebec, 14,000 feet. Generic 5 November, contact New York Center on 135.45. Good day. Generic November 209er Juliet, Quebec, New York Center, altimeter 30.38, continue to Minx as planned. Arnia 22, please expedite your climb flight level 300. 135.45 for generic 5 November.
Landing gear, landing gear, landing gear.
Generic India Tango Romeo, have the generic in sight. Arnia 22, please expedite your climb flight level 300. Generic 0 Yankee X-ray, contact New York Center on 135.45. Good day. New York Center, generic November 134 Hotel Quebec is passing flight level 355, climbing flight level 360. Generic November 134 Hotel Quebec, New York Center, continue to Sierra India Echo as planned. Arnia 22, please expedite your climb flight level 300. Going to 135.45, generic 0 Yankee X-ray.
$500. Stall, stall.
Generic 4 Sierra Tango, contact New York Center on 132.2. Good day.